1, Te Hanonga Council Tipu Runanga Committee minutes, I think it's just minutes, nothing in there. Phil? Okay, Phil moves, Jimmy seconds, I'll put that. Those in favour, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, item number 38, Metropolitan Discretionary Response Fund. Tell us, or should we just pass it? Nicola.
Speak on this. I was just going to pass it. No, we have to. Oh, sorry,
I think that's what they asked for. Yeah, it's 50. I need the recommendation. Right. Is there anything you want to say before we pass it?
No, I think everything is there.
Everything's quite clear? Yep.
Yeah, I
Ali?
did want to just talk on it briefly.
Just before you do, Ali,
Yep.
is there any questions of Claire or Nicola? Yanni?
Yeah, I thought CS had closed down.
No, we'd address this.
CS is operating, and they were operating at a lower level until they found out the result of today's funding.
This
application.
reported, Jan.
Okay.
Right.
And the second question is, I mean, and again, you'll probably tell me it's not relevant or out of order, but in terms of us meeting with EQC around this, because I just don't understand. I mean, has any conversation been had with EQC?
Sorry,
About
where's that on the
funding
agenda?
Well, no, it's around the CS. I just wanted to know if any approach has been made to EQC to fund it, given that that's generated a lot of the problems that people are having, which we've seen over the last 12 months. And if so, what's the response been? And if not, can we meet with their board, make a request?
Probably not for Claire to determine, is it?
No, I mean there's discussions happening at the moment about the future of CS and other related organisations at the end of the year, and we've had a meeting just recently with CS and RAS and the insurance councils and MB and all those players to look at what we do going forward. So this particular application is to support CS to the end of the year to coincide with RAS's funding as well, which ceases at the end of the year as well. Councils.
Okay, so this deals with the council funding of it. So I'm not going to bring in EQC at this stage. You can raise that at an informal in terms of meeting with them. No. Right.
Okay, can I just ask one other question?
Yes,
which is
yep.
the money that we've put aside for the, it's not mental health, it's the wellbeing. Is that funding able to be accessed by this service?
I'm sorry, I'm unable to give you an answer to that.
So this deals with the Discretionary Response Fund support for CS to keep it going. Yep. Okay, so if that's all the questions, any debate? Ali, did you want to say?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Cool. I just wanted to say that I would encourage everyone to support this. I think everyone will. I think it's a shame that we can't support them more highly financially anyway, but I take Yanni's point as well. I do think that this is something that requires input from more than just the City Council. The issue here is that CS was formed because no one was willing to fund an organisation like this in the first place, and I suspect that position hasn't changed, although it should, because at this tail end now we've got people who are incredibly stressed, needing people to advocate for them, and I still don't understand why there seems to be such a reluctance and such pushback whenever the word advocacy is used. People are exhausted, people can be offered exactly what they wanted and were entitled to in the first place and still reject it because they are so tired and so confused and just so over it. And they need an independent advocacy support in order to walk them through this. I'm working with a couple at the moment who were made priority in 2012 by EQC. One of them has cerebral palsy. They are still not back in their house. That is one of dozens and dozens. There are 60 cases currently on the books at CS, and a number of cases that RAS doesn't deal with or can't deal with because of the high needs and advocacy support of the client gets referred to RAS. So it is still very much needed, and the point that Claire made, we can be confident that there will be something moving forward. And I think it will contain all of the elements of the organisations that are there at the moment, that are slowly either cutting back or winding down. So what I would like to see and am advocating for, to use the word again, is an organisation that is made up of the A players, the A team in those organisations to help support these last claims through. So I definitely support this and encourage you to too.
So, Ali, you want to move? Glenn, you want a second?
Yes, may I make two very quick points?
You may, yeah.
Thank you. The first is that you could translate what is on the front page of the press today over the stress caused by the school closures with insurance in terms of impact in the community. Perhaps we will never know the degree of kind of post-traumatic stress disorder, other mental well-being issues in the community for some time. Secondly, I want something good to come out of this. So if RAS is going to finish at the end of the year and see us shortly too, I would like a template for future insurance following a natural disaster, some kind of template put together, preferably by CS actually, because we can't have New Zealanders going through this again. It's been an abominable balls up, and we need a better way of operating. You can't put another New Zealand city through this. So that would be my recommendation. I don't know whether it's in the scope of this report to...
It's completely outside it, but
Right,
it's a good try.
rightio.
It's part of ongoing work though.
But we do need a piece of work on template going forward.
Okay, so you can work on that at a Ched committee. Okay,
Okay.
Yanni, this is debate?
Yeah. So, I mean, I will support this organisation. I mean, this was the one that I've always been much more supportive of than the RAS, because I thought this one would be able to really, hopefully be a bit more, to provide support around advocacy, which I think was one of the real gaps. And I think it would be really good to hear directly from them at some stage, picking up on the point that Glenn's made, which was also something I was going to raise as well, is that, you know, we've had the earthquakes, but we've got people that are affected by flooding, we've got people that are affected by skirt repair works, there's a whole bunch of other very complicated insurance issues that people are trying to deal with, and what we hopefully have learned is that we need these support systems in place, and actually if we can learn from what we've been through and put forward a system going forward, I think that would be incredibly beneficial. I do think we should, as a council, meet with the EQC board again, and raise with them the concern and ask what they're doing to address the causes of why people are in this situation. It seems to me, if there's not a legal responsibility, there is absolutely a moral responsibility from the insurers and from EQC to ensure that people are being treated fairly and have access to good information and fair processes that they can understand and participate in. And if it means funding these sorts of services, then I think we should put that on the table. So I'm very supportive of the work that these two organisations do. We haven't really talked about Ferrymead, but I'm equally as supportive of that one as well. And you know, I think it would be really good at some stage to hear directly from the people at CS, and then try and work out a way forward. So maybe for next year's annual plan, we can actually look at a proper funding package that gives some stability around it going forward.
Okay, shall I put it? Sorry,
if
Pauline.
I could just very quickly follow on from that, because as part of our earthquake recovery is actually encouraging the people of Christchurch and all of us to get out there and enjoy what we do have in our city, and one of those gems is Ferrymead Historic Park, and I'm really pleased to see this come through today, because, you know, with 32,000 people going through there and benefiting from it, and all the volunteers, they have 300 working there, it's a real gem. And if you want to go down there and experience walking along streets with no cars and what it might be like in Christchurch in a few years with just bikes and pedestrians, it's a really good, refreshing view of the way things used to be. So I'm really pleased to see this, and I would not like to see us lose Ferrymead. We've got to keep it going. It's wonderful work there, and to see all the restoration they do on the trams and the buses and things, it's just wonderful. So I'm really pleased to support this.
Awesome. Okay, I'll put this. Those in favour, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, carried. Thank you very much indeed, you guys.